This is our first view of Cusco from our hotel. There's a open area up on the 5th floor, so you can see the city. And I'm having trouble catching my breath from the altitude and walking up 5 flights of stairs. So I hope I get used to it soon. So this is my breathing, just trying to get up these steps because of the altitude. So starting the hike tomorrow. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. So after 3 hours of driving from Cusco, we're ready to start our hike. I think these horses are going to carry some of our gear. It's a very beautiful area. I feel quite a chill in the air though. Need to get moving. I think we're heading out that way. So Erika, are you ready to go?
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm just happy to be out of that van.
Yes.
Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it was. It was. Here they're packing all of our stuff up for us.
Every single day we will see a
So I think I might have underestimated how hard this hike was going to be. It's been pretty much straight up this mountain, and in this elevation it's very difficult to breathe, but there's a beautiful glacier up there, and I think just over that rise over there will be the lake that we were heading to. And right over here, look what we have. Mountain cows. Here it is, Humante Lake. And I think I may have just gotten my second wind. The clouds are rolling in as it starts to rain again. And now for the way down. Well, this is quite steep heading down, but at least it feels like my lungs aren't going to burst. Uh-oh, my shoes are not waterproof. Here we go. Maybe I can walk up here and not get so wet. Maybe I shouldn't be holding the camera while I'm doing this. And it's time for lunch. Just at the little building with the yellow stripe. Yeah, maybe I could dry my boots off a little bit. There we go. Maybe my boots and socks will dry a little bit.
You be carrying me.
So that's one of our first views of Salkantay Mountain. We'll be hiking over the left side of that mountain tomorrow through Dead Woman's Pass, and It's the second highest mountain in Peru. So the part way behind me down there is where we had lunch, and we just climbed up this hill, and I hear that it's a little gentler from now on. So maybe I'll be able to catch my breath. And there it is. There's our camp for the night.
Yay!
Yay! Just as it's starting to get cold and rainy again. So after an interesting night's sleep in the tent, we're waking up to our second day. Here are the horses getting ready to go. We just had breakfast, omelets and fruit and coffee in one of those tents over there. And we're just packing up to get ready to go for our longest day today. About 10 hours of hiking today. And that's the mountain that we'll be hiking on today. So I was feeling really good this morning. Everyone else is talking about headaches and stomach cramps and leg aches, and I don't have any of those. But as soon as we start going, I feel like I can't breathe. So I'm a little worried about the first few hours of this day. So after about 2 hours of hiking, mostly straight up, we are at Sirococha with an altitude of 4,480 meters. And we're heading through there to go over the Salkantay Pass, which will be the highest elevation that we will pass over on this hike. And there's the Salkantay mountain right there. And we can finally see the summit of the Salkantay Trail. It's called Dead Woman's Pass. Hopefully I won't be dead by the time I get there. And we did it! We made it to the top of the Salkantay Pass. It's 4,629 meters. Here's all, you can kind of see behind you the path that we took. It's hard to see. It was back there. It was really steep and really hard, but we did it. This is the highest point of our trip.
Yeah!
And after this, we go downhill for about 2 hours before we have lunch. And I know that going downhill can be hard, but it's not so hard on the breathing, that's for sure. And down the other side. 2 hours until we have lunch, and then another 4 hours before we get to our campsite, all downhill. We just stopped for a really great lunch, and the rain had stopped, so we thought we would have a nice sunny walk this afternoon. But it started pouring again, so we're just going to try and wait it out and see if the rain will stop and our 4-hour hike will be drier. After walking in the rain a little while, the rain has finally stopped, and now we see all these beautiful waterfalls.
Mucho beautiful.
Mucho beautiful. Look at Erika, looks so great with her rain poncho on.
Hola.
Hey!
Hey!
An hour left to go. Are we finally here?
We finally finished the hike that never ended, but it did end.
It started at 6:30 this morning and now it's 5:30. Record time.
Record time.
We're just starting out on our third day of hiking. Today should be an easy day with a stop at a coffee plantation, and then when we get to our camp, we're gonna go to the hot springs. It was pouring rain this morning, but we were staying up in that balcony over there, so we were warm and dry when we woke up, so that was really nice. So here we are, headed on our hike, and they're already way ahead of me. And we have a really nice view of where we stayed last night, so it was just right up here on a little balcony right there.
Yeah, it did, but it's like,
up again. Hola, amiga.
Hola!
Hola. Hi, hola. Bonjour. Hello.
One beautiful bridge and waterfall after another. Whoa! Up and up and up. Wow! So after about 3 hours of hiking, we've just made it to the coffee plantation, and I just had to put my phone away after a while because there were too many waterfalls and bridges and rivers to take pictures of. It was just all so beautiful. Such a different day from yesterday when we were up on the summit of a mountain where there was just moss growing and rocks, and it was cold and windy, and now we're almost 2,000 meters down in the tropical rainforest where it's all green and lush, and all of the water is flowing in the waterfalls and down the river rather than down the path that we're walking in. So we stayed here last night and had the best sleep I've had yet. They gave us a really nice mattress in our tent last night. We're going to hike up 3 hours to this Inca structure. And then our guide said that the 3 hours down here is the hardest because it's quite steep and can be slippery if it's been raining. And then across the railroad tracks to Agua Caliente, it'll take us about 3 hours to do this part, and then Machu Picchu tomorrow. But we're staying in a hotel in Agua Caliente tonight, so that's something to look forward to. It's not easy to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it sure is worth it.
Yes.
These beautiful mornings.
Yes, it is.
after 2 hours and 15 minutes of climbing, we've reached this rest stop where we're stopping for a bite to eat and just to enjoy this beautiful view. This is a pretty tough climb, but I guess only 45 more minutes to the top. There's dogs all over in Peru, and they belong to people, but they just run loose. And they just come home at night. So you see them everywhere. And there's a lot of chickens too. It's really so funny to see, but there are flush toilets everywhere in Peru, even up on the mountain. They often don't have the seat cover, but they actually do flush. You just need to bring your own toilet paper. The part we're on now is part of the original Inca Trail. And so these are Inca steps. And for having short legs, they sure have tall steps to step up over. I think it's only about another 15 minutes to the top. Are we finally at the top?
We are.
Oh.
It doesn't look like, but we are.
Okay.
We climbed another mountain. I don't know how many it is now, but we've climbed many Andes mountains, so go us.
Okay, thank goodness. All right, another 3 hours down till lunch. This is the Inca construction we are waiting to see on the top of the mountain. So the roof used to be made out of grass, and then they would use this as a checkpoint so that to watch for enemies. And then when you could look way off into the distance over here to the west, and you could see Machu Picchu. I know you won't be able to see it on my camera, but you can see Machu Picchu just beyond those trees over there. And so when the sun rose up in the east, it would reflect off of this construction back at Machu Picchu. We just hiked 2 hours down the mountain. That was a pretty difficult climb down, and now we have about another hour to go. But first we're gonna cross this bridge. This says only 3 people at a time. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ah. This is so bouncy. Ah. That motorcycle's waiting for us. Okay, after about 6 hours of hiking, we finally made it up and over this mountain over here, and we're pretty glad to be done that. So we're gonna have lunch and then another 3 hours before we get to the hotel tonight. So what I didn't realize is that the walking actually ends when we get to Hydroelectrica. We've already hiked about 6 hours, 3 up the mountain, 700 meters, and then 800 meters down, and now we get to take the train the rest of the way to Agua Caliente. The option was to walk for 10 kilometers down the train tracks, which didn't seem like a very fun option. We thought the train might be more enjoyable. And this is Agua Caliente. This man is carrying our bags to our hotel. Such a beautiful little town. Obviously made for tourists. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and we're finally on our way to our destination of Machu Picchu. We're just in the town of Agua Caliente and we're waiting in line for the bus. The bus leaves at 7 o'clock, so we got here early hoping that we could get on the first bus to Machu Picchu to avoid the crowds in the afternoon. Agua Caliente means hot spring, so we're really hoping to have some time for that this afternoon. I just got my stamp and my passport for Machu Picchu. They call this the cloud forest, so hopefully this fog will burn off so that we can get a nice view of Machu Picchu once we climb to the top. When it's such an epic journey to get here, it's hard to remember that this is actually why we came.
I think it's crazy. It was just invisible a second ago.
The llamas love Machu Picchu too.
¿Qué es lo que contiene? La tierra de Sandra. Yeah.
¿Qué pasa?
Otra vez así.
Cleaning up like the moss and stuff.
This is really good how we can keep it.
Yeah.
We're doing lower side, right down below. In some points, yeah, even they take it out through the wall full of this much.
From up here you can see a nice view of the main plaza. That temple near the back was the original temple, and then this temple closer was the temple built by the next generation, and then this temple to the side was built by the third generation, and you can see the difference in the construction between the three generations of temples. Part of my ticket is to climb the big mountain behind Machu Picchu, and I had decided that I wasn't up for it today, but Erika talked me into going up as far as I can. So I'm going to see how much I can do. And I have to admit, the views again are just incredible, even for the little distance I've gone so far. And more steps. Stairs coming down. And up again. I've been at this for about 45 minutes now. It's stairs like this all the way up and all the way down, and even steeper than that. Still not sure if I'll make it to the top. Some of these are so steep and tall you have to use the handrail to hold on to.
Steps.
Erika made it to the top and she's on her way down.
My legs are very sore.
Okay, be careful. See you at the bottom. Well, I made it almost all the way to the top, and now I just have to climb all these teeny tiny little steps up to there, but the people coming down tell me it's worth it. Made it to the top. This is the back side of the mountain behind Machu Picchu. And here's the Machu Picchu side. Really nice view of Machu Picchu from up here. The Inca liked to build their constructions on top of mountains so that they could see the sunrise. Just when we think we've seen all of Machu Picchu, we come around a corner and we get a more beautiful view. Enjoying our last few minutes in Agua Caliente before we take the train back to Cusco. And we had empanadas and gelato ice cream. And we're going to head back to our hotel to pick up our stuff and get to the train station.